All right, so I want to welcome us to the pre-New Year session analysis this afternoon. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of October, 2024, and it's at 12:42 p.m. Nigerian time. So now we don't have a tradable fundamental event this afternoon. By 2:25 p.m., there'll be the Bank of England Governor Bailey speech that's coming up in the United Kingdom by 2:25 p.m. 3 p.m., FOMC member Oka is going to give a speech. And okay, there's going to be Richmond Manufacturing Index. That's the data that will be released by 3 p.m. from the United States. So let's look briefly into this. So it says that this news measures the level of a composite index based on surveyed manufacturers in Richmond. And actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So these are only tradable events we have this afternoon, because the next one after that will be 8:15 p.m. and that will be the ECB President Lagarde giving a speech. So, but then I will advise you take a lot of caution with even trading this Richmond Manufacturing Index from the United States, because it will be released exact time as the FOMC member Wallace speech. Now that speech may override whatever is the outcome of that, Richmond Manufacturing Index. So like I said, I will advise you trade with caution. And if you have any running trade, please make sure you have your stop loss in place. Speeches sometimes can be very erratic and betray your trade, the other direction. So just to prevent that, just make sure you have your stop loss, or let me say, just to protect your account in case that is what happens, then it's better that you have your stop loss in place. So we're looking more at the technical analysis this afternoon, since we don't really have a tradable event, as like that. So I'll flip over to my MetaTrader platform and we'll look at the events that we have, the setup that we have this afternoon. But before I proceed, I want to give an update on the analysis we had yesterday for the week. I remember during the course of the analysis yesterday, somebody asked rather about the GBP CHF. It was not part of the instrument that I gave as my personal analysis, but then I was able to analyze it for that person. And I remember telling that person that I was expecting a bearish breakout on the GBP CHF, and that already happened, just exactly in line with the analysis I gave yesterday on the GBP CHF. And so far, the GBP CHF has dropped to the tune of on the average about 35 pips between yesterday and this moment as we speak. And for the Euro GBP, that was my own personal analysis. I told you that I had a bullish outlook on the Euro GBP. If you took that trade, I remember dropping it, dropping the signal during the analysis and also dropping it in the funded group. If you took that trade, it has gone up as high as about 9 pips today, currently retracing. Hopefully it may still go up to the profit level at least roughly between 25 and 26 pips. So if you have that trade on, you may still hold it. Yeah, it's a bit slow. It happens sometimes. You may still hold it because we still anticipate that price will go up. Just make sure that your stop loss is in place. And at this point, you can actually move your stop loss from the current price to at least this support level, which is the daily support. That might be safer for you. At least the risk is reduced because price has done some major movement already. So that's just an update on the analysis we had yesterday. And we also have some other instruments which I will intimate you on, from the analysis of yesterday. Now, I'll look now at what we have now. Some of them are updates also from the previous analysis. Now, I gave the analysis yesterday on the US oil. I said I was bullish on the US oil for the week. Now, please, when we give this analysis, I want us to be very, very attentive, because somebody posted in one of the Telegram groups that I said the US oil is going to be selling this week. I never gave such analysis. I said it's going to be bullish. And I explained right from the monthly time frame, I think from the weekly time frame, that price was trading at the support level on the weekly. And I said on the daily. Now, when price is trading at support level on the weekly, it means we're looking for an opportunity for price to go bullish. Now, please, let's mute our devices. So from the weekly time frame, I remember telling you yesterday that we're looking for an opportunity for a bullish movement. And on the daily time frame, I said we had a triple bottom pattern here which also is in line with the bullish outlook for the week, which means price is still expected to go bullish. Now, what we're doing is called top-down analysis, going from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. Then I said on the 4 hour, if I went as low as 1 hour, I remember telling us that this analysis will work for both 1 hour and 4 hour, depending on your own trading style. But I said ultimately the major move is in the 4 hour. I said in the 1 hour that I was seeing an inverse head and shoulder. And I said price will target this resistance zone. Please watch the video. That has happened exactly as I forecasted it yesterday. Then I went further to say that on the 4 hour that I was seeing a possibility of an inverse head and shoulder, then a breakout. Now, maybe what that person felt by saying sell is when I said, if you have an inverse head and shoulder, you expect a little drop. Probably that's what it meant by selling. I didn't say sell. When you're having an inverse head and shoulder, that's how the pattern forms. Then it will now break out. So the direction is still bullish for the US oil. Now, I'm just quoting this person so that we'll get things clearly and always refer to the videos. That's why we drop this video, so that you can always refer to them for educational purpose. I said you'll be looking to take a buy. Now, okay, sorry, before I go further, I said it's also possible it may not form an inverse head and shoulder, like I said. I don't control the market. Please take note. I only give you insight based on experience. It may form the pattern or not. But the most important thing is that we're expecting a breakout upwards. That's the most important thing, whether there's a pattern or not. We're waiting for a breakout upwards. And that breakout, we only look to trade when price has clearly broken out above this neckline region here, which is a resistance zone. It's not a number, because that person went to Telegram and posted that price has broken the resistance level. It has not broken it. It's only broken when a new candle is above this zone, so that some other person will not go and use the information on this person to take a trade and it turned bad and they will say we didn't give the right analysis or signal. That's why I'm emphasizing on this. Yes, there is a candle on the zone at the moment, but it's still not valid until a new candle is above this level. Now, this current candle is a 4-hour setup. This current candle, maybe they want to shoot out above that zone. Then by the next candle, you look for an opportunity to buy. But as at now, that has not happened. So trading requires discipline. It requires patience. So you need to learn to follow the rules to get the best results, from this business. All right. So I've established that. Let's move on. So I still maintain my bullish outlook on the US oil, but we need to look critically, because that might still be a reversal, is still possible, or a complete breakout. This zone now is not yet time. Wait for clarity before you know the next thing, to do with this setup. Okay, so let's proceed. So like I said, I still maintain a bullish outlook, on a swing trade for the US oil. And the next I'll look at is the AUD-USD. Now, this is a new setup. It's not part of what I've analyzed before. It's an evolving setup, and I'll be looking at a bullish outlook on this AUD-USD, and it's equally a swing setup. Now, you can see I have there an ascending channel, and price, dropped to a support level here, and that's where price currently is at that confluence level, at that confluence point rather. That's the daily. If we flip down to the 4-hour, we can see that we have a rising wedge pattern and we're expecting a breakout upwards. Now, on the side, it's looking like it's forming an inverse head and shoulder. And if that works out fine, that will help to trigger a massive bullish breakout. And you're only looking to take a buy when the RSI crosses clearly above 50. Currently, the RSI is at 46, so it's not yet time. And I would say for another filter, I will advise you wait for price to also break this resistance level. Wait for a new candle to open above this resistance level to trigger a buy on AUD-USD. It's also a swing setup. It's not intraday, so it may require some patience. The week is still fresh. Today is still Tuesday. There's still a lot of room for this to move in the course of the week. And I think that should be all for now. Finally, don't forget again that the RSI should be clearly above 50 for you to trigger a buy on the AUD USD. So I'm bullish on the AUD USD. And one of the setup I gave yesterday is New Zealand JPY, and that has triggered already. I said yesterday that this New Zealand JPY is forming a symmetrical triangle. And the rule around symmetrical triangle is that if the breakout happens upward, you buy. If it breaks out downward, you sell. So currently price has broken out above the upper trend line of the symmetrical triangle. So we're looking for an opportunity to buy, but I will advise you to do it this way because you can see that currently, even though I say we're in a buy trend, we have a bearish candle. So you might look at placing a buy stop pending order at the tip of the most recent high so that whenever price goes back up, it triggers you into buy. Don't just place a buy now, because I said it's a buy. Use a pending order, a buy stop pending order above the most recent high so that if the volatility, because currently the reason why it's dropping is because volatility is dropping. So whenever volatility returns, if you have a buy stop order there, it triggers you, into the buy trade on the New Zealand JPY. And you may target the next resistance level, which is the level with that blue line as a take profit level. And from the tip of the most recent high to that region is about 30 pips. Now, 30 pips is not bad. 30 pips on 0.1 lot is $30. $30 with the current exchange rate should be close to about 50,000 naira. So that's not a bad trade call. So let's put our attention on the New Zealand JPY. And another one I want to show us is the GBP AUD. Now, I told you this is one of the major setup I'm watching for this week. And currently it has triggered. So, all right, so this is GBP AUD. Now, let me remove some of these lines so that we can understand what I'm saying. Now, I remember clearly yesterday when I was analyzing this instrument, I told us that I expected it to sell. I expected it to form a head and shoulder pattern. As at that time, candles were just around this area. Now you can see that it has dropped. It has dropped. Now, the only thing I would advise you do now is, if you want to trigger a sell on this instrument, wait till 2 o'clock. Wait till 2 p.m. Okay. Now, I will say you wait till after the Bank of England, Governor Bailey will give the speech, because that speech will come up by 2:25. So you may wait till around like 3 p.m. before you trigger a sell on this instrument. But then we are technically on a bearish trend. And if I go over to the daily time frame, you will see it clearly. You can see on the daily time frame, we're on a downtrend and we have a resistance. The trend is bearish, which means we're looking for opportunity to sell. Then price hit a resistance level with a rejection candle. That also is another reason to look for a sell. And I remember telling us third reason yesterday as a head and shoulder, which is forming. So I'm strongly bearish on this one. Strongly bearish on this one. But like I said, just wait. Let the news, the fundamental by the speech by 2:25 be released before. Wait for the news to be released. Wait for some seconds for whatever rumbling that will happen in the market will happen. When it goes down, then you can trigger a sell on the GBP AUD. It's a swing setup. Please take note of that. It's a swing setup. And I want to also advise on this. Sometimes many of us are not patient with a trade. The idea we have about trading is that you put in a trade now, and then like the next 5 minutes, it triggers and it hits profit. Well, that's possible if you're doing scalping, but not all traders scalp trades. There are different categories of traders. There are day traders, scalpers, day traders, swing traders, and position traders. Now, most of the setup I'll give you are actually intraday or swing, so it may take some time. Sometimes it may carry over to the next day and it's still very safe. You understand? So this one is a swing setup. It may span the week. When I say span the week, it may be between today, tomorrow, Thursday, thereabout. It can be 2-3 days. But then I'm expecting a massive movement on this one. On the average, I'm looking at, it's currently trading at Fibonacci 38.2. I'm expecting it to hit Fibonacci 50 at about 50 pips, Fibonacci 61.8 at about 100 pips, and Fibonacci 78.6 at about 184 pips. Now that's quite massive. It's not, I don't trade looking for 10 pips. I look for bigger pips. So this is a swing setup. And if everything goes as planned, at least on the average, you can reap close to 100 pips on this particular trade. Now, depending on your trading capital or equity, that can mean a lot. If you're trading with a reasonable capital, and when I say reasonable, like 1,500, and you're using 0.1 lots, that's $100 if you hit 100 pips. $900 can be as much as 1,615, sorry, 165,000 thereabouts on a single trade. You understand? So just watch it as it evolves. So I'm bearish on the GBP AUD. All right, so as we see more trade setup, we'll also let you know. The pound pairs generally, they are very weak, not just the GBP AUD, GBP New Zealand. I think I mentioned this yesterday, is equally, on the weak side, but I don't want us to do over trading. So that's why I will not really mention that, but as when necessary, I might give you an update on the GBP New Zealand, and even the GBP JPY is also, looking bearish a little at the moment, though I can't comment much for now, but what I'm seeing now is that the GBP JPY is trying to form a rising wedge pattern, and later on we might see a breakout. Yeah, we might see a breakout, and if this one breaks out, I tell you, it's going to be massive. Generally, like I said, the GBP pairs are very, very weak. Most of them are looking really bearish. If the GBP JPY breaks out from the entry around Fibonacci 23.6 to Fibonacci 61.8 can give about 260 pips if the breakout happens. You understand? So that's just my view for that also. But let's keep that on the low for now until price really gets to that level. All right, so that'll be all from my analysis this afternoon. So I'll do a little recap. We've looked at the US oil, and I said I still maintain a bullish outlook on the 4-hour for the US oil. And I'm looking at the bullish breakout also on the AED USD on the 4-hour time frame. Like I said, for the New Zealand JPY, it has broken out in the bullish direction, but wait for price. It's currently on the retracement. You can use a buy stop order so that when price gets back to the recent high, it can trigger you into a bullish trade. GBP AUD, like I said, it's already broken the neckline, though we are waiting for the next 4-hour candle to confirm that by 2 p.m. And you can take a sell trade after the fundamental release by 2:25. At least wait till like 3 p.m. to look for opportunity to sell the GBP AUD. All right, that'll be all from me for now. I'll take a few questions as we round up. So Mr. Olabisi is saying I should check CHF JPY. So I'll check that now. All right, so this is the CHF JPY. So we do our top down from the weekly. I can't cite anything on the weekly. Daily, 4-hour. Now I can't see anything like a resistance in view, but then what I'm seeing here is it's like this is trying to form a kind of a rising wedge pattern, which might lead to a decline later on. That's what I can cite at the moment. It's trying to form a rising wedge pattern, and that might lead to a bearish break. If all things work fine, all things being equal, that might trigger us into a bearish direction later on. It's a swing setup, so it may take some time to evolve. So that's in response to LABC. Pastor Samuel is asking me to check the USD JPY. All right, so this is the USD JPY. Now, currently, price is this is the daily time frame. Price is trading at a previous support turn resistance. It's trading at a previous support turn resistance. Let me clear off. You can see we have a support, a minor support here, and price is on that level as a resistance. So if you have a support on resistance in that manner, this is the 4 hour, this is the 1 hour, okay? Okay, so if you go back to the 1 hour, what I can see here at the moment is that I can see price is trying to form a kind of a head and shoulder pattern. Now, if this current candle is 1:03 p.m., if this current candle goes back up to hit this resistance, then that will form the second shoulder of the head and shoulder pattern, and that will lead to a bearish movement. That is the most likely thing that will happen if price closes at the end of this current candle, touching this resistance level, then that will have formed a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, and a breakout. And this is the neckline region. So if price breaks out below the neckline region, at least price will target the next support level, which is this place. That's my view. It may be a short-term movement, but that's what will likely happen to the USD JPY. So I'm bearish on the USD JPY. Bright, please recap AUD USD, Pele, USD JPY, Euro GBP. I already mentioned Euro GBP is still bullish. It's just that it's not moving as fast as expected. We don't control the markets. It's the forces of demand and supply. That's what is happening currently. But I still hold the bullish outlook on the Euro GBP. USD CHF. Okay, so in my analysis yesterday, I was bearish on the USD CHF. But then somehow it looks like the dollar went kind of bullish yesterday instead of bearish. And like I was telling someone, that may be just a short-term movement. So let's check the dollar index. The dollar index seems to be bullish between yesterday and today, even though price is trading around a resistance. That means the buyers are much more stronger than the sellers. That's the implication of that. So let's see what happens in the market. Will the price break? Will it break this resistance zone? We can only watch and wait. But then going back to the USD CHF, whether price is going up or not, I can see we have a valid rising wedge pattern. And rising wedge patterns are usually bearish patterns. So we are only looking for a sell if price breaks out below the trend line and the minor support that we find, at this place. So if that has not happened, then just keep your fingers crossed and keep watching the market. This is what I'm saying. Price needs to break out and break out below this line for you to trigger a sell. And if that happens also, the other side to it is that this will have effectively formed a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, then a breakout downward. So technically, I'm still holding on to a bearish outlook on the USD CHF, except the market structure changes and price, decides to go up there. Well, if that's what happens, we just ignore it and move on to the next currency. That's why we don't wait on just one currency pair. We have multiple, a plethora of pairs to look at to take our decision. If one is not working as expected, we'll take on the other one and the market goes on. You understand? So I still maintain my bearish outlook on the USD CHF. Madam Onaji, US oil, I've analyzed it. We are still bullish. Price is trying to break a resistance level. You're welcome, Mr. Bello. Price is trying to break a resistance level. It has not broken it yet. It has not broken it yet. So wait for price to break above this level, above this zone. Then you can trigger it by confirm that your RSI is clearly above 50. Okay, that has happened already. RSI is clearly above 50. So if a new candle opens above this resistance zone, then that might be the clear indication we're looking out for. Though what I was looking at yesterday was the possible formation of an inverse head and shoulder, which may span to this place, but it looks like it's coming a little earlier, or it's not following that pattern. Maybe it's just trying to do a shoulder ahead, a small shoulder and a break. But like I said, ultimately, even if the pattern does not work, what I'm waiting for is a breakout above. Once a new candle breaks out above, it will be a time to trigger a buy. So just wait for that to happen. Then you can trigger a buy on the US oil.
Sir, please, what of a NAS 100? NAS 100?
NAS 100.
Yes, sir.
There's a symmetrical, no, not symmetrical. There's a rising wedge on NAS 100 on the 4 hour. I'm trying to flip over there. This is what is happening. I think I analyzed this also yesterday. We're bearish on it. We're bearish, but price is just trying to break. Now, this is the upper part of it now. Price has broken below the trend line, but there's a support zone. So whenever price breaks out below the support zone, we are expecting a massive, as in hundreds of pips, massive breakout. All things being equal, below that support zone. So currently price is just ranging. It's trying to retest the trend line. Then I believe it may still reverse back and break this support zone. So you can only look for a sell when price break that support zone and your RSI is clearly below 50 at that point in time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry. Good afternoon, sir. I want to confirm, please. Does it mean that the USD JPY is still on overall buy? That is bullish trend?
It's not. It's at a resistance zone. You can't be looking at buying, sir. Are you on a trade already?
Yes, I'm on a trade. I'm on a trade on the bullish. I'm on bull. Buy.
You're on buy.
Yes.
Do that with caution. You can see the candle is already turning reddish. It hit a resistance. So when price hits resistance, except there was a lot of volatility to break that resistance, but it looks like the market is not, giving that at the moment. And don't forget that it's going to be fundamental events from the United States. 2 of them by 3 p.m. A speech and possibly a tradable one. So that will also lead. So eventually, it's actually that speech. Let me go back to Forex Factory. So is the speech, is the outcome of that speech and a little effect of that Richmond Manufacturing Index that will lead to the next move of the dollar, at least for this afternoon session. So if the speech that will come up by 3 p.m., if it favors the dollar, price may actually break. Speeches can break resistance level if they are very powerful. It can break resistance level. So if the speech comes out to favor the dollar, well, your trade may just go in the original direction you've placed it. Otherwise, if the news doesn't go to go, doesn't favor the dollar, you may see a massive bearish breakout. So what I will advise you to do is that, regardless of the outcome of that event, make sure you have your stop loss in place. So if it goes well, you run into profit since you're already on an existing trade. If it doesn't go as planned, then you close with a minimal loss. So that's the advice I can give you, sir.
Please, USD card, sir.
Okay, I think that will be the last I will analyze because I'm actually in a physical class here in Lagos. I'll do USD card and we'll close with that. Okay, yeah, USD card, anything about the dollar, I will advise you wait till after 3 p.m. Because for USD card, from my analysis yesterday, we're expecting a sell. But like I said, it's like the dollar wasn't buying, it wasn't taking a sell yesterday, just looking for opportunity to buy. So it blew even beyond the level I anticipated. If you follow my analysis yesterday, I was anticipating a double top pattern, up here for us to look for a sell. That's what I was seeing anyway, but price blew beyond that level. So I don't even want to care about any pattern now. Let's see what is going to happen. If price will push up to the next resistance level here, yes, we may look for opportunity to sell. But that is if the news does not override that. That's why the decider of the next move now is that news by 3 p.m. If that news favors the dollar may go and hit this resistance. They will show that technically we will see a downward movement from there. And if the news does not favor the dollar, then we may see an outright sell even from the current spots. So I can't give you any direction now on any of the dollar pairs until after that news. The news is the major decider of the outcome of that news that will determine the next move of the dollar. All right, so that will be all for now. Yeah, thank you, Aldi. You didn't join in the morning, then watch the video. If you miss any of the sessions, please always go over. Now, we normally post the videos in your WhatsApp group, so you can always check the WhatsApp group to watch any video you've missed. And if you're not on your WhatsApp, you can always go over to our YouTube channel. And please make sure you subscribe to PU Prime Africa on YouTube. That is our YouTube channel, PU Prime Africa. You'll get every one of our videos, every analysis session, and even every training session. We'll upload it to that YouTube channel. And when you're subscribing, please put on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever a new video is dropped and you can watch it. All right, so that'll be all for this afternoon. Take care and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.